Big days are great days. Sometimes, last year, one day we went out to George's Banks and one 10-minute tow filled up the whole dredge. And, that's the type of fishing you're really looking for.
I really like fishing and the independence it gives you and the freedom and working outside.
The amount of energy you put into it is what you can get out of it.
The Cape Cod Commercial Fishermen's Alliance is almost 35 years old, and over those 3 decades we've defined success in many ways. We put sustainable small boat fisheries and coastal communities front and center in every policy and regulatory discussion that takes place at the federal, regional, and local levels. We created a fisheries trust to help fishermen access and afford quota and keep their businesses and families on the Cape. We invested in a shellfish hatchery to ensure there will always be a local, near-shore aquaculture industry. We partner with fishermen on scientific work to meet the challenges that lie ahead. And every day, in every way, we connect with people to talk about the importance of commercial fishing to our coastal economy. At our annual meeting this year, I realized something very important. I saw a lot of young fishermen, more than in a long while. I thought about how this is one of the truest ways to judge the health of the industry and the value of our work, to see who's getting in, who is making the leap. So let's meet a few.
I'm Mike Van Hoos. I'm the captain of the fishing vessel Nemesis. We are a surf clam boat and a day boat scallop boat. I started fishing right out of high school. I actually got an opportunity from an old Chatham captain. Just straight up offered me if I wanted to go fishing one day. I said yes, and it's kind of just been a wrap after that. I like being on the water. I like how it's a challenge every day. If you don't like the challenge, then you're really not going to prosper anywhere in fishing.
Hi, my name is Bradley Lowe. I'm a commercial fisherman on Cape Cod. I'm the owner of the FV3 Graces, the FV Renegade. I scallop and lobster. I'm also the owner of Surfside Seafood, retail seafood market in New Orleans, Massachusetts. I started off 14 years ago commercial fishing on deck as a greenhorn, and I've been lucky enough to work my way up to owner-operator as a captain.
My dad's a commercial fisherman, so I got into it really through that. I went to school for business and finance and hospitality, and that was the game plan. I was going to go do that. But then decided it wasn't for me. I mean, I really like fishing. I like the independence it gives you, like running my own business, making my own decisions, for better, for worse.
There is no such thing as a typical fisherman or a typical day on the water. The Cape supports a wide variety of fisheries, and each requires different skill sets and a different way of doing things.
There's no set time on the trips, where we're going. Sometimes we'll be up for 34 hours straight trying to make a trip. Sometimes we get lucky and we're up for 12 hours to get a trip. For the most part, you're guaranteed that you're gonna be up for 24 hours straight in order to make a trip.
So an average day for me, I'm commercial gill netting here out of Chatham, targeting winter skate primarily. Average day, we'll leave at like 5 or 6, myself and 3 crew guys right now. Probably we'll go out and then we'll go about 11 miles offshore, give or take, haul the nets, and then do that for probably 4 to 6 hours, something like that, and then come back in, hopefully around 2 in the afternoon or so.
An average day always starts very early in the morning, always. Then we'll usually all meet up on the boat, we get everything fired up, we'll go through our checks real quick, and then we'll start heading out. It depends on where we're fishing. Very close to shore when we're surf clamming to when we're scalloping, we'll go all the way out to George's Banks. When we're surf clamming, we might be 1.5 miles offshore, but then when we go scalloping, we can be 150 miles offshore, or we could be 80 miles offshore. All really depends on where we're going and where we're allowed to fish at the time.
Fishermen can plan for the future, but they must also deal with the many uncertainties, including changes to climate, markets, and other impacts on the marine environment. They continually seek opportunities and often consider how to diversify their business for success.
Nowadays, with what's going on in the industry due to inflation, prices, and all that type of stuff, it's really hard to sustain a future in commercial fishing. And in order to do so, we have to get creative. And an opportunity was given to me to purchase a retail seafood market, and I jumped on it.
My boss is Jesse Rose, owner of Midnight Hour. We process a lot of what we catch right at the shop in Chatham, and then we'll go to local farmer markets, and then basically just right off the truck, instead of going to big auctions or anything and then sending them overseas or anywhere else, we keep everything basically local.
There is no denying that the allure of fishing has much to do with being by yourself on the ocean. But the fishermen of today spend a lot of their time meeting with the public and educating them about the industry.
Last year I had a chance to do a Meet the Fleet where some people from the general public got to come meet myself and a good friend of mine who's also a captain in town and learn about skate, which is an underutilized fish that we catch here in Chatham and land a lot of it. But a lot of it gets sent overseas, so it was kind of a cool conversation to talk about what it is and what it tastes like and where we catch it and where they can find it. And they brought in a good chef to cook it and prepare it properly.
Some challenges today are different from when the organization was formed by fishermen in 1991. But they still require that fishermen have a voice that is consistently advocating on their behalf while they're at sea, bringing in the catch to feed the Cape and the nation. So what I have here is 620 pages of small font rules and regulations. You need to understand what's in here if you want to turn a key on a boat, go out into federal waters and catch fish and sell them. And it changes every year. We need to be part of the state and federal process. We need to make sure that the fishermen understand the potential changes in the rules and have a voice in it. These up-and-coming fishermen all have what it takes to succeed. A love of the sea, a tremendous work ethic, and a good head for business. They inspire high hopes for the future of the industry. With your support, we can make sure they realize their dreams and the continued success of an industry which has been an economic engine on the Cape for centuries. We thank you for honoring and preserving the commercial fishing heritage of Cape Cod.